Let's hello, you absolute lovelies. It is Friday. We are doing an impromptu live because for once I am actually fully caught up on this week's comics. It is a later comic book week, so I thought I'd bring you some news to wrap out this week in the world of comic book movies and TV, as well as give you my favorite comics from this week, mere 2 days ago. In the news, we've got a big old tease that Deadpool might end up in Avengers. I think it's more likely to be Secret Wars than Doomsday. Going to talk all about that. Also, I want to talk about Superman coming to Blu-ray September 23rd. Going to be diving into some of the special features on there. It's also on direct VOD today, right now. Going to be diving into lots of goodness, talking about KYLE RAYNER. Guys, my favorite Green Lantern appearing in My Adventures of Green Lantern has me so very excited. I got a microphone, so hopefully this sounds better. Going to be diving into me having a microphone, as well as a last bit of news about Marvel Zombies being on streaming September 24th, I believe it was. 4 episodes, TVMA, Marvel Zombies coming at us next month. So going to be talking about all of that in this episode. If you're new to this page, I cover comics, I cover movies, I cover TV, and I do all of that from a genre content loving lens. I love all of this stuff you see here behind me, and I read about 50 to 70 comics a week, and every week on this show I break down my favorite 9 and hopefully get you in a comic book store. I want people to love comics as much as I do, or at least find their way into comics if that's something they're interested in. So I try to make them the more approachable books. So if any of that interests you, movies, TV, or comics, please hit that subscription bell. We have passed 50K at some point soon. Once I figure out how I'm going to do it, I'm going to do a 51 comic giveaway. And also, please leave a comment below. Let me know what you're reading. Let me know what you think of the news we talk about today. And let me know how you're doing. Let's have a conversation in the comments. And this is a live stream. I will never, ever stop until we talk about each and every super chat that comes in. So if you have any questions, I promise to answer all the super chats. Thank you, Calm Down Rich. We have changed direction now. I know this brand new microphone talking to the volume button. I appreciate that. So if you guys want to ask any questions, I promise to get to the super chats. I will try to get to the live as well, but I guarantee the super chats. So let's dive in first to this big old Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool rumor. It is a very interesting thing to even call it a rumor because it is more of a tease. Ryan Reynolds posted the Avengers Anarchy symbol from Deadpool and Wolverine on his page. No context, just the big old Avengers A. And I think many headlines posting about Avengers Doomsday are mostly right, but I feel like this is going to be Secret Wars. I think you need to have escalation. One. So I think after the events of Avengers Doomsday, with so many X-Men, so many things going on in that film, you're going to need to add things to Secret Wars to make it feel even bigger. And I think that's going to be Deadpool. 2, I think that the tone of Doomsday is going to be a bit more somber. It's going to be a bit more heavy and sad. I think it's going to be a lot more like Infinity War to Endgame, where Infinity War, ended pretty rough. It's their empire. So I think that what we're going to get with Doomsday is very much Doom as the lead of the film, and that is going to be a darker film that I don't know if Deadpool tonally would fit in. Sure, it's going to be a smaller role. It's not his movie, but even Deadpool popping in and that for levity might be too much levity. So I could still, once again, see it more in Secret Wars. And 3, they just finished the script for the Deadpool Doomsday, and maybe this ties into him popping in at the end, something like that. But it's interesting to see this so transparent, to see this not in a chair reveal, to see him kind of get ahead of it. And that ties once again into, I think, Ryan Reynolds having a very different relationship with Marvel than anyone else. He got to control the marketing for Deadpool Wolverine. He got to do it his way. Whatever contract he has feels much more like Downey Jr.'s, where it's going to be a lot more power and control. And I feel like he wants to control the marketing of Deadpool, even within the Avengers universe. So he got to post that first tease. It's already got 1 million engagement on Instagram. So it's doing quite well. I imagine when they announce it, it's going to be a very big deal. I think it's going to be a reveal that is more like Downey at the end of the chairs than just seeing Ryan Reynolds' name. I think we might actually see Deadpool pop up at something. Could be D23, could be next year's Comic-Con, could be in whatever reveal they do for the next leg of Doomsday shares, if that's the one he's in, or when they announce Secret Wars cast, it'll be something strong. But I do feel like even in Avengers era stuff, Ryan has a lot more control over Deadpool marketing, and I'm curious to see how that goes because he's the only one that got to post this before anyone else. So very curious about that. I think it is going to be a very interesting marketing year. Doomsday comes out next December as of now, and Spider-Man comes out next July 31st. And I feel like the Spider-Man hype is monumental. These photos are doing an incredible job. I almost made the thumbnail again, one of the Spider-Man photos, because every single day a new incredible one pops out, and I'm so excited for it. I'm very curious what Doomsday is going to do in order to have that level of hype. Nothing for me they've released of Doomsday comes close to the level of excitement I have for Spider-Man. So is that something you need a Deadpool for? Is that something that once we get closer, we're barraged with content that is exciting for Doomsday? The chairs was a showing of the strength of Marvel. Everybody wants to say comic book movies are dead. Everyone wants to complain about where Marvel is, but at the end of the day, a lot of us watched chairs for hours. I popped in and out. I covered an hour of it on this show. I did other work. I came back, but like a lot of people watched chairs, like they were at the DMV for a lot of hours, and that's the power of what Marvel is. So I'm really curious what they do to get me as excited as I am for Spider-Man. But Doomsday, having Deadpool would be an interesting way to at least get closer. But as of right now, for me, Spider-Man actually overtook Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow as my number one most anticipated. And Spider-Man and Supergirl are leagues above my excitement for Doomsday right now. I'm a lot more excited for both of those. Like they're neck and neck at number one, and number two is more like number five. So I'm really curious what this looks like. Deadpool would definitely get me more excited. Again, tonally, I think it's more likely to be in Secret Wars, but time will tell. Either way, that tease is very interesting indeed. Please let me know in the comments, either in the live chat right now, if you're joining me right now, or in the comments below on this video on replay, what you think of the potential of Deadpool being in Avengers. Do you think it's more likely he's in Avengers Doomsday? Do you think it's likely he's in Avengers Secret Wars? Do you want to see him get a more of a stranglehold on the marketing and that be something that would get you more excited? Do you think that would be a thing that would get you a little bit more hyped? I see in the live chat right now other people also saying they're more excited for Spider-Man than Doomsday. And yeah, I'm definitely right there with you. So we will see. And again, thank you to the live chat for guiding me on this microphone. Calm down, Rich, as well as the congrats on 50K. Thank you, Hippo Nipple. Doe Eyes, good to see you. Let's do a couple super chats as we are done with our first story, that Deadpool story. That's all there is to it so far, but I promise I'll be paying very close attention to every bit of Deadpool news and updating you as we go along. Our first super chat is going to be from Samil Battenfield. Samil, thank you very much, good sir. Samil, for the house fund. Thank you, man. I appreciate that very, very much. And asks, what are you most excited for next year? All right, so overall, number one movie of next year is probably The Odyssey. I think Christopher Nolan makes event films with the cast he's gathered and the first real narrative story being told in cinema. Like the Iliad and the Odyssey are like the first stories, like they're such important poems turned narrative. And then you have Nolan on top of that. You've got Matt Damon, John Bernthal, Tom Holland. The cast is just crazy. I think a close second is Spider-Man. I think we're going to get a ground level Spider-Man, the likes of which we have never seen, because it's going to be ground level like the Raimis were, but with today's technology. I'm very excited about the Scorpion rumor. I'm very excited about I think it's confirmed. Sorry, Michael Mando has posted. I'm very excited about Scorpion being in the film. I'm very excited about Punisher. I'm very excited about all of the elements of the film we know, but it still feels like a Spider-Man film. The promo we've gotten so far has been about how grounded it is. Like these pictures of Spider-Man make him look real. So that's my number two. Very close second. It could overtake The Odyssey. Spidey's how I learned to read. Spider-Man's my favorite character in fiction. And then right there at number three is Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. That's one of my favorite DC comics ever. And I think the Craig Gillespie team and everyone assembled on that project has me so excited. So those are my three, and I'm very, very excited for them. And for the house fund is because all the money I get from YouTube, I'm throwing away for a house one day, throwing into a bucket, throwing into a vault for a house one day. So I appreciate that very much, Samil. And anyone that throws in a super chat, thank you for chipping away at the impossibly expensive housing in Los Angeles. Next up, we've got Cosmic Reader. Thank you very much, Cosmic Reader. I didn't get to say this last time, but thank you for your thoughts on the state of superhero films. I'm depressed with F4, but thank you. You're very welcome, first of all. F4, I think, is a more quality film than the box office reflects. But as I've said many times and upset many people, I think the overall theater industry is in worse shape than just comic book movies. Yes, comic book movies are down, but so are all movies. All movies are not doing as well as they had been in a pre-pandemic time, and especially the last few years. There are exceptions, as always, but we've had $1 billion movie this year. We just had Lilo and Stitch. Minecraft got close, but still, we had $35 billion movies in that first window, like 2013, 2019. I think we need to look at numbers differently. I've heard over and over again, 800 million is the new 1 billion. That is acknowledging a 20% drop. A 1/5 less expectation is crazy work. So I think we need to acknowledge that with our box office, but we need to not just blame comic book movies. I think it's all movies, and I think we need to adjust things like price of movie theater tickets. I think we need to have ushers in there kicking people out for talking, so there's more humanity and enjoyment in the movie theater, not just people being assholes. I think we need to work on the box office exclusivity. I think we need to work on a lot of things about the movie theater industry to keep my favorite industry alive. The exhibition industry is my favorite thing. And I don't think it's just comic book movies. I think they are part of it, but I don't think they're the only thing. And I'm very excited for hopefully many more years of enjoying comic book movies to come. And I think Superman is showing a great strength and a lot of legs. And we're going to talk about Superman next on digital and Blu-ray here in a moment. Douglas McKinney, how are you, good sir? Darth Vader with the super chat. Seeing live comedy tonight. Hell yeah, man. I'm a huge live comedy fan myself. Josh Johnson. Do not know Mr. Josh Johnson, but I will look into him. I'm a big stand-up guy. That makes me real happy. Here's a little house fund for you. Appreciate the house fund love. Much, much appreciated. We're making this page grow, you lovelies. We got mics. We got lights. We're making moves, and eventually we'll get a whole ass studio and a house and all the jazz. So every little bit of it helps, and I really appreciate it. Vedad, enjoy Josh Johnson. Don't know him. Gonna do a quick Google. Maybe I know his face and not his name. That is very common. Josh Johnson, writer. Oh, I do know this guy. A Daily Show and lots of TikTok stuff. Incredible. Enjoy Josh Johnson. I find him very funny on the TikToks, and I've seen a little bit of his Daily Show work, and I think he's fantastic. So, Josh Johnson, that'll be a fun old time. Enjoy that, man. That makes me really happy. All right, let's talk about Superman, you lovelies. Speaking of the exhibition industry and movies, we have Peacemaker coming out very, very soon, August 21st, 6 days from right meow. Peacemaker will be episode 1 on HBO Max. If you guys want to check out some companion content, James Gunn is doing a full-on rewatch of all of season 1 and then doing commentary on each and every episode with members of the cast, tons of people in the crew. Like the people that made Peacemaker are doing a podcast. That is in correlation with my own podcast on HBO, DC Studio Showcase. Every other week, we are going to be covering the 2-week episode pieces. Like, so episode 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Like, we're going to be covering Peacemaker from a fan lens. So James is going to be covering it from I made the damn thing, and these are the people that made it with me. Lots of behind the scenes, lots of IMDb trivia-esque moments. And then from the fan perspective, we're going to be covering it also on HBO Max. So if any of that interests you, please check it out starting on the 21st. We have an episode up today, right now, brand new episode of DC Studio Showcase, looking back on season 1 of Peacemaker. Check it out on HBO Max as well as their YouTube. But I bring that up because Superman is on digital right now because of Peacemaker. I love that it is something that ties into this great universe. I love that Peacemaker is something that you can see from the trailers is, directly affected by Superman. And because of that, James Gunn wanted to get it on digital ASAP. And apparently Peacemaker moved up a bit and it was supposed to come out later, came up a bit, he had said. And so Superman needed to be released accordingly early. That's a bummer for me. I have obviously 0%, knowledge behind the scenes of why Peacemaker moved up or what led to this needed to being released faster and stuff. But I'm a little bummed because the exhibition industry is my favorite industry in the world. I really wanted this to have a 60-day window. I think a 45-day window is a real minimum of what theatrical should be. I like 90. So 60 is already a compromise for me. This movie got like a 33-day window or something like that. Now, granted, people might still see it in theaters, but I never underestimate people's laziness. I think people's laziness is fueling our downfall. And so if a movie is available on VOD, people are going to click and sit on their couch. So that's a bummer for the theater industry that I love so much. And it's coming out on Blu-ray in September. So I think that that is going to be a lot of people that have already owned it on VOD, not wanting to buy it on Blu-ray, which is a bummer. But that said, those are my negatives. My positives are we are getting a ton of really cool special features with Superman that feel very much like a classic experience of when movies had tons of special features. We are getting 4 special features: Crypto Saves the Day, a school bus shuffle, 5-minute behind the scenes; Adventures in Making Superman, a 1-hour-long featurette. I think that might be online already, but a full hour-long featurette is unheard of nowadays. It is very rare compared to what it used to be. That makes me so freaking happy. I love that we're getting this giant featurette, and the clips I've seen have been amazing. Icons Forever, Superman's Enduring Legacy; Lex Luthor, The Mind of a Master Villain; Kryptoons, The Music of Superman; Pause to Pixels, Crypto is Born; Breaking News, The Daily Planet returns. This is all the stuff I'd want to see. These are all like exactly comic-y and diving into the characters, diving into the making of. All of this is awesome. The Ultimate Villain featurette, the Justice Gang featurette, a New Era DC Takes Off featurette, and then exclusive to the digital release, we get a director's commentary with James Gunn. Wish that was on the Blu-ray. A gag reel and deleted scenes. Wish those were on the Blu-ray as well. But what are you going to do? I am excited that these all will exist. I'm very excited that physical media is getting as much love as it is in the promo and the press and all the stuff. And the fact that there's a full-on press melee for the digital release is a good sign. So, it reminds me of the 90s. I missed when things came home. There was a big deal about it. So this makes me really freaking happy that it's getting all of this pizzazz and all of this wonder all tied in. So that is available on digital right now, today, August 15th, you lovelies. It is 1 month till my birthday. September 15th is my birthday. We got 1 month. The countdown to birthday begins. I make the whole last month of September about me. So enjoy the next 2 weeks of not being sick of me because I'm going to be obnoxious. But yeah, August 15th, today, Superman is available right now at home. And then on September 23rd, what's that? 5-6 weeks-ish. 6 weeks from now, you can pick up Superman on Blu-ray. I'm going to get a 4K, probably a 4K Steelbook myself. But yeah, it is sold out many places. The live chat is saying there'll be some in store, hopefully, whatever stores still sell them, and hopefully you can track some down. But it's also a good sign that it's selling out. Still cooking. All right, let's check on some more super chats, you lovely people. Let's see here. We've got Weak Bearded Bastard. Weak Bearded Bastard asks, classic get to know you question. If you could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be and why? Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger is the actor who inspired me to get into the entertainment industry. Heath Ledger is someone I really, really admire, and I never got to meet. And someone I always wanted to talk to, someone I always wanted to like glean some creative ideas from. Like, I just think he was a fascinating human who had so much like depth and passion and like love. Like, there was such a wealth of love and passion from him that I would have been honored to meet him. He's why I got into acting, which led into acting and stunt work, which led into hosting. So Heath Ledger is a pretty comfy, anyone, it'd be Heath. I've always wanted to meet I've freaked out. Like, I had, back when I was an actor, I auditioned for We Are the Masses, which was his production company, and I like lost my mind to even be auditioning for his team. And he has one of my favorite restaurants, Five Leaves. So I'm still connected to the legacy of the man, but it'd be such an honor to meet the man and favorite actor. So Heath Ledger pretty comfortably is my answer. Next up, we've got Jose. Don't worry about it. Oh, thank you, Weak Bearded Bastard. I appreciate that very much. The super chat had the question. Next up, Jose. Don't worry about it. Hey, Coy, what are your thoughts on Invincible? Would love to see you join Aaron and Greg in the future. Also, thanks for being such a positive presence. I like Invincible quite a bit. I like the comic a little bit more. I think it's a fantastic show. It's just not my I kind of fell off second season, to be honest. So I haven't watched, the second season, second half, or the third season. So I can't really join the guys because I had watched too much to watch it from the beginning and not enough to just jump in. So unfortunately, that isn't likely to happen. But I like the comic quite a bit. I don't connect as much with animation as I do live action. I just never have. I don't have any judgment on animation. It's just not something that I connect with as strongly. So when I've got too many things to watch, animation kind of falls. And that's unfortunately what happened with Invincible. And but I think it's a fantastic adaptation. I think it's great. I think the, comics are really special. Highly recommend checking out the comics, but I'm really glad people are discovering it through the show because it's a very popular show, and that makes me very happy for Invincible. Last one, and then we're going to talk about KYLE RAYNER. Speaking of animation, Jude Lawson, thank you very much for the super chat from New Zealand. It looks like I appreciate it very much. Jude says, oh, he does say New Zealand. Just saying hi from New Zealand and something for the house fund. Thank you very much. I love your knowledge and take on movies and comics. Keeps me informed. You're very welcome, man. I try very hard to try to make them approachable and try to not gatekeep ever because I want everyone reading comics. I never understood people like keeping people out of the comic store. I want people in the comic store. So I want to share whatever knowledge I got. And I do spend so much time reading comics. The least I can do is spread the wealth. We're going to be talking about my favorite books coming up here very soon. Love me some comics and love me sharing the knowledge. So I appreciate there is an audience to listen for it. And thank you very much from New Zealand. And I appreciate you. All right, next bit of news. We have to talk about my favorite Green Lantern in the history of Green Lanterns. We are finally getting KYLE RAYNER. I cannot believe it. I wanted to make this the main headline. I wanted to make this the thumbnail. I wanted to do all the things, but I got to think about clicks because if one video doesn't do well, the next video doesn't well, cascading failure. So unfortunately, had to go with the clickiest things, not my most excited thing. KYLE RAYNER, guys. My favorite lantern is a source of creativity for me, but also the character himself is about creativity. I discovered KYLE RAYNER first. He was my first Green Lantern in the mid-90s. The character is an artist who is able to use the Green Lantern power in a way no one else can because he is an artist, because he is about creativity. One, I love how meta that is, how comic book artist that is. Two, I love how, that is a power. Creativity is absolutely a power. Three, I think we need creativity more now than ever that our brains are getting rotted and our attention spans are like 0.2 seconds. And we don't celebrate creativity. The first thing to go away when they cut budgets for anything is art. And the first thing you do in times of trauma is turn to art. Art is not respected or loved, and it should be. It's the thing that makes us human. I've always found KYLE RAYNER to be the embodiment of that. I am so excited to say that KYLE RAYNER is coming to my adventures with Green Lantern. That is so exciting. He apparently is going to be Jessica Cruz's boyfriend. He is, half Irish, half Mexican character, if memory serves. And man, I think this is a really cool opportunity to get a character a lot of people don't know their first impression of him, people to discover the KYLE RAYNER character, people that get to feel seen in identifying with this character. I know that's why he's important to a lot of people is his heritage, and he's important to me because of his creativity. So I'm so excited. We will find out very, very soon how much KYLE RAYNER we're getting and what that looks like. I am worried about that, Jess Lobo. Hopefully they don't fridge him since he's the love interest. It would be ironic because fridging, the concept that has become very popular about killing a love interest in order to further the plot of your protagonist, actually is from KYLE RAYNER. KYLE RAYNER issue 2, like his second issue, not issue 2. I think it was Green Lantern like 60 something. Anyway, his second appearance, or third. His girlfriend and he are this adorable couple, and she gets literally shoved into a fridge, and that coins the term fridging, which has become popular in all forms of pop culture. I hope that we don't get certain characters appearing and causing that to happen. If Major Force shows up, I'll be very worried for KYLE RAYNER. Fridging is because of a character that a lot of people don't know. My favorite Green Lantern, and he is coming to My Adventures with Green Lantern, which looks to be in the universe of My Adventures with Superman. Same font, similar art style, if not the same art style. What I'm curious about is this show is not in the DCU, right? Because My Adventures with Superman is not like it's not voiced by David Cornsweet. Everyone in the DCU voices their animated and video game counterpart. So Frank Grillo, Creature Commandos, into live action. If they do video games, like that's the thing. So when we get a Green Lantern thing beyond Lanterns, I really hope we get someone as Kyle Rayner. I hope his popularity in this show can turn into further Raynerhood. Very excited about it. So I had to scream that from some rooftops, you lovelies, but very stoked. Kyle Rayner coming, I think next year is the show. Very excited about it. That's an animated show I'm a watch because of Kyle Rayner. I might not have before, but now you will not catch me missing a beat. Very excited about it. All right, we got some more super chats coming through. And then we got one more news story after that, and then we're going to do the comics themselves. First up, Dan V900. How are you, man? Thank you for the super chat. Good to see you. I recommend have I read Astro City? I have not read Astro City. I read it in pieces when it was released. So I want to say like pre-high school. So I don't consider that having read it. So I've not read Astro City. I recommend the first Metro book to everyone. The Samaritan, as a Superman analog, just wants to fly and counts the second he gets to do it. The nearness of you with the man who remembers his wife who never existed. A crisis event happened and the choice to keep those memories. The greatest confession arc with Secret Invasion meets Civil War, starring Batman and Robin analog. So it sounds like a great analog. It sounds like a great parallel. And I know that Kurt Busiek, who I believe wrote Astro City, and I remember the art being gorgeous, is so good at that. He did that with the Marvels, where it was in universe, but it was its own separate thing where the canon didn't matter. And I remember that being just stunning. And I remember that being such a powerful book. And I've heard Astro City is the same. So anyone that doesn't read a lot of comics, and myself, who needs to read some of the classics like Astro City, Dan V900 is strongly recommending this for a bevy of fantastic reasons. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the Astro City love. It is actually on my to-read list. And now that I've caught up on books weekly, I read like 50 to 70, but 30 to 40 of those are new books, and the other 20 to 30 are past books. Astro City is one of my, as soon as I get the opportunity to read it as a past book, I will be. So count on it, and thank you very much, Dan V900. All right, 2 more super chats, and then the last bit of news. Joel Familia. Joel, how are you, good sir? Thank you very much for the super chat. That is my dad's brother's name. My uncle's name, Joel. It all ends here. It all begins here. Coy, I grew up on Kyle as well. He was the Lantern of the 90s. Hal, Emerald Twilight was the first comic book I ever read. Hell yeah. Yeah, Emerald Twilight was how we got Kyle Rayner. It was Hal going bad, Kyle Rayner coming in. I love that people love Guy Gardner and Jon Stewart. I adore those characters as well, but it's something special to hear Kyle Rayner's coming because he feels like this there's always like Hal Jordan's the guy. And then some people have Guy Gardner as the number 2. Some people have Jon Stewart as the number 2 Green Lantern. For me, Kyle Rayner is number 1. So it's funny because I'm like, where is he charting? And now he's coming. So I'm totally with you. Emerald Twilight is so good. Guys, I highly recommend you check out that story. I think it's collected as a trade. You can also read it on DC Universe Infinite app. It is surely available there. Emerald Twilight is fantastic. I'm with you, Joel, and thank you. All right, next up, we've got Angie, a.k.a. Love Junkie. Thank you, Angie, a.k.a. Love Junkie. Are there any library apps to check out comics that you know of? Can't find many in the Nashville library. Hoopla! Hoopla is an app where you can borrow comics. I'm not sure which libraries have Hoopla, but I know most of the libraries I've ever encountered talk about it and recommend it. It's HOOPLAH. And you bring up a really good point. Libraries are a great place to read comics. If DC Universe Infinite or Marvel Unlimited are too expensive, if going to your local comic shop is too expensive, Hoopla and or your local library have tons of comics. You can also request comics at your library 9 times out of 10, and they can get them. What's cool about that is it actually helps the comic creators out. Like, it doesn't pay them, but there's a system where you see the rentals. So those rentals will ping the book is popular. That'll help them get more work. So finances, I know money's hard right now. So that is a way to help support without spending a lot of money. When you can, obviously, check out your local comic shop and check out the apps that have comics. But the chat is also saying Libby is the app that my library has, and there are tons of comics. Josh says to check out Libby, and Culture Healers says Hoopla and Overdrive are great. So check out Overdrive, which I've never heard of, but I have used Hoopla. And then Libby is the one that Josh recommends. So there's tons of apps. Highly recommend doing that. There are a lot of options to read comics inexpensively / free through a library, as well as when you can't afford, local comic shop and DC Universe Infinite, Marvel Unlimited, etc., etc. All right, last bit of news, and then we're going to talk about the comics themselves. First up, last up, Marvel Zombies is coming early. Marvel Zombies, I thought was October. It has been officially confirmed to be released on September 24th. So the day after we get Superman on Blu-ray, we have Marvel Zombies on Disney Plus. So Marvel Zombies is going to be a TVMA zombie show. We're talking violence. We're talking language. I mean, it's a zombie show. I'm glad it's going to be released in a way that is actually letting zombies be zombies. But I'm really excited because this is an opportunity to see Cindy's character in TVMA. It was originally supposed to be out on October 3rd. They moved it up 1 week to September 24th. It is coming out, I believe, weekly. So it'll be September 24th. And then are there 31 days in September? Either way, September 31st or October 1st, et cetera, leading up to Halloween. I would have personally released it October 3rd, 10th, 17th, and then 24th, because then you've leading up right up to Halloween. Like, it's a zombie show. I'm shocked this isn't coming out the 4 weeks leading up to Halloween. And actually, it would have been on Halloween if there were 5 episodes. So I would have done the October 10th, 17th, 24th, 31st. But I digress. It's coming out September 24th. So that means there aren't 31 days in September because October is a 31-month month. So it'll be September 24th, October 1st, October 8th, October 15th will be the 4 episodes of Marvel Zombies. TVMA coming out very, very soon on a Disney Plus near you. So far I've not been as big of an animated Marvel non-Spider-Man X-Men guy. What If didn't really hit me. I haven't found my way into that corner of it. But I love Spider-Man so much. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is so slept on. X-Men 97 got the love it deserved. It is so good. But I feel like Marvel Zombies is kind of this weird little sleeper thing where people love apocalyptic stuff. They love zombie stuff. They love R-rated comic stuff. So this could do well. I hope it does. And I'm glad it's getting a weekly release, unlike Ironheart and Eyes of Wakanda. I'm very hopeful this does at least decently leading up and into the spooky season. So that is September 24th. All right, that is it for the news. Guys, I'm going to ask the live chat here before I pull up my comic books. Is the mic, does it sound better? Because I feel weird like newscasting, but I do have like an arm I'm going to set up and it'll be like, here eventually. But in the meantime, I did not want to go. I have a mic, so I didn't want to go without a mic, but I just haven't set it up yet. So is the handheld, does it sound better? It does sound good, Michael McCarsell says. Thank you very much, Michael. I appreciate that. Kid-friendly Supergirl Rex, Jose, don't worry about it. The current Supergirl run, it's on issue 4, is very kid-friendly. It is literally 4 issues in, and it's very much skewing younger. There is a Supergirl young adult book I cannot remember right now that is so like adorable that I remember thinking like, oh man, when I have kids, this is one that I'm gonna earmark, and then I forgot about it because I read it many years ago. I wrote it down, but I don't have that in front of me right now. I'm trying to quickly find it. I really liked The Last Daughter of Krypton. That might be skewing a little older. Young adult, moments away. Let me find, let's see. Oh, Being Super. That's what it was. When did that come out? Supergirl Being Super, I thought was great. It's Mariko Tamaki. I read it as soon as it was coming out. It was like 4 or 5 years ago. Art by Joelle Jones, who I think is one of the best to do it. Supergirl Being Super, I highly recommend. The current run right now is very kid-friendly. Supergirl Cosmic Adventures is very kid-friendly. Those 3 jump to mind. But Supergirl Being Super is the one I was trying to think of that is a personal favorite. All right, you lovelies. Let us see if we have any more. And then, okay, mic is way better. Hell yeah. Love to hear that. Let's see if I can do some multitasking. Let's see if the mic here is going to work with this here. And I'll give you guys my favorite comics from this week. This week's books, the week of August 13th, a mere 2 days ago. I read my butt off. I got caught up. And then I got this week's books read in time to give you them right now. These are the ones at your local comic shop from this week. I'm going to do my damnedest to stay on the books as best we can. And these are already up on my Patreon, by the way. If you guys want to support me in a non-super chat way, I love that Patreon is a thing because I only charge $5. $5, you get literally every comic I read, the new stuff, every new comic rated. So A+, A minus, B+, B, B minus, and I list all the books I read and I give them a letter grade. So for the price of one comic, if you agree with my type of books, for the price of one comic, you can discover a new comic. You might save yourself the money on spending on a comic if we see eye to eye, but I also do every movie and TV show as well. So we're talking like 20 movies and TV shows a month and the 30 to 40 comics a week times 4, all of that for $5 a month. I love that Patreon exists because it does help offset costs and everything else. So check out my Patreon, patreon.com/KoyJandro to see the rest of these, but I never want anything to be behind a paywall when it's my favorites. I want my favorites to be accessible to you. So these are my favorites just on this YouTube that you guys can click through every single week. And that way I now am up to date for the books you can pick up right now. And that starts with Dark Patterns. Batman Dark Patterns number 9 is absolutely awesome. This book has been incredible from the beginning. Batman Dark Patterns feels like a David Fincher script. It is so intense. It is so detective heavy. It is so dark. It is so bloody. This book is amazing. I love the art. I love the writing. It is so good. Check out Batman Dark Patterns. Next up, my biggest surprise of the year, Eddie Brock Carnage sounds like a total cash out. This sounds like them trying very, very hard to make something work that shouldn't. It does somehow. Eddie Brock with the Carnage symbiote is such a fun, two people at odds. One's a symbiote. It's bloody, it's intense. It's the return of Muse because it is written by Charles Soule. Muse came back in another form, but he was like a ghost. Didn't love it. But Charles Soule invented Muse alongside the incredible Ron Garney on art. And Charles Soule is writing Eddie Brock Carnage, and he's crushing it. I love the relationship between these two. I love that Muse is back in a really fun way. And look at that cover. Look at that. Oh, man, such a good book. All right, next up, Fantastic Four number 2. This is that iconic run that I've been raving about from Ryan North continued. Ryan North is, I think, my favorite ever Fantastic Four writer, and this is issue 2 because they renumbered it, but it's the same team. It's a different artist. It's Humberto Ramos taking over, so you only are one issue behind. Get issue 1, get issue 2, enjoy those, and if you like those, go back and check out everything Ryan North has done for the FF the last few years. Incredible run, really loving it. Next up, we've got Predator Kills the Marvel Universe. Again, a book that shouldn't work, but totally does. Really, really digging this title. Really think that this acquisition of Fox is turning out incredible stuff. Alien Earth is insane. Check out my reviews on this page. I'm covering it every week. I love that show. But the Predator stuff they're doing in comics, as well as obviously Prey and upcoming Badlands, they're killing it. So I really dug this comic. It's a nod to Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, but with Predator, and it's very intense and surprisingly well written. Really digging it. Right. We've also got, this one surprised me because in the little previews at the end of every comic weekly, I wasn't digging this. And then as a book, it's so much fun. It's Trinity, Daughter of Wonder Woman. This book involves Steve Trevor, time travel, corgis, Damian Wayne, Jonathan Kent, lots of silly hijinks. It's very like golden age in its silliness, but with today's writing, and it's a lot of fun. It's just a silly good time. All right. Next up, we've got Giant Size X-Men. This is Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, traipsing through iconic X-Men stories. Now, this makes the list because I love the Andy Kubert art, and I love 90% of the writing in this issue. That said, I hate the ending. It really hurts me. I think what they do to Miss Marvel at the very end of this is a real bummer, but the journey to this book has been great, and most of this issue has been fun, but I really hate the ending of this book. All right. Drop the mic. Next up. Oh, this should have been the first one because I was going alphabetical. It's got sent out of order. Next up, we got Action Comics number 1089. This reinvention of Action Comics has been great. It is a younger skewing story. It's Superboy, not yet Superman. It's a really good, like, soft origin. It is a very, very solid, like, the art is beautiful. The writing is great. Really good jumping on point for Superman here in Action Comics. And 2 more. Penultimate's going to be X-Men number 20. There are 2 ongoing main X-Men titles. There's a bunch of side X-Men titles that are also great, but the 2 main ones are X-Men and Uncanny, like in the 90s. And this is the Cyclops team, and it's very badass and intense and military. Really digging this book. I really love what Jed McKay is doing with this team. This book is a full-on fist fight throwdown about the politics of mutanthood right now. Dug it. And last but certainly not least, we've got Ultimates number 15. This is the introduction to our Ultimate Iron Fist, but he's not Danny Rand, but Danny Rand's in here as well. I've loved what Dennis Camp has done for the last few months with Ultimates, over a year now, actually. I've loved what Ultimates is. It got me to read a bunch of his other stuff. He's an incredible writer. Highly recommend this. And then these are the 9 I recommend for the week. We're talking Action Comics. We're talking Batman Dark Patterns, Eddie Brock Carnage, Fantastic Four, Giant Size, X-Men, Predator, Kills the Marvel Universe, Trinity, Daughter of Wonder Woman, The Ultimates, and X-Men. Those are my favorite books from not last week, not 2 weeks ago, but this freaking week. This week at your comic shop, you can pick up any of those, and I highly recommend you do. You wonderful folks, we got over 100 of you in right now. Could you hit a like? I would really appreciate it. It helps the algorithm quite a bit, and I'm going to read you guys the comics I'm checking out this week, in a week, and on Wednesday, and in 5 days. I'm so rarely this far ahead, but these are the books I'm going to be checking out in alphabetical order, and then I'm going to answer some live chats, some super chats, and we're going to get out of here. First up, these are alphabetical, from the week of the 20th, this upcoming Wednesday, I'm going to be picking up Absolute Batman 11, Absolute Flash 6, All New Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider number 1, Amazing Spider-Man 10, Batman and Robin Year 10, Batman Superman World's Finest 42, Black Cat number 1, Catwoman 78, Department of Truth 33, Detective Comics 1100, Escape number 1, Exceptional X-Men 12, Exquisite Corpses 4, Falling in Love on the Path to Hell number 9, Ghost Pepper 1 and 2. That was someone of you recommended me check out Ghost Pepper, so I'm going to on your behest. Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe number 2, Imperial number 3, Justice League Red number 1, Crypto, Last Dog of Krypton number 3, Marvel All in One, The Thing, Minor Arcana number 9. I cannot get a copy yet. I need a copy and I want to read it. New Avengers number 3, New Gods number 9, Nightwing 129, Psylocke number 10, Something is Killing the Children 43, Spider-Girl number 3, Superman Unlimited number 4, They Chose Violence number 3, Titans 26, Ultimate Black Panther 19, Uncanny Valley number 10, Venom, Black, White, and Blood number 1, Vision, Scarlet Witch number 4, Wolverine number 12, and Wonder Woman number 24 are the books I'm going to be reading this week. And before we get out of here, I'm going to check on some live chats. Patrick Modeling, Hippo Nipple, first 2 in here. Good to see you. Badoodle catching this in a live action. I appreciate you being here. Calm Down Rich, helping me out with some mic etiquette. Darth Vadad, good to see you. As always, good sir. Appreciate you. Tough Luck, tricky name, but I'm with you. He says he's skipping Doomsday if Deadpool's not in it. Bold. Hey, respect. And he agrees with me. Brand new day over Doomsday as of right now. That's where I'm at. Doe Eyes, good to see you, good sir. Judd Lawson, those chairs, we're still talking about them. Joseph Vile, Oliver Wilshire, yeah, I'm worried about Doomsday as well. Osvitnik 1138, Doomsday is pretty much zero excitement, but excited for both Spidey and Supergirl. Guys, we are speed reviewing this whole episode. This is fun. Lanterns Live, hello folks of Sector 2814, hello as well. Samil, yes, cooking. Josh, the Odyssey is the right choice because as no one, I am so hype. Pierre the Gamer 2019, hoping for Spidey cameo in Daredevil Born Again Season 2. That'd be crazy. I hope for it as well. They do need to boost up Caught Stealing promotions. It is Darren Aronofsky. It is starring Austin Butler and Matt Smith. Guys, like just that should be enough. That is enough. Those 3 names should be enough. Darren Aronofsky doing a Guy Ritchie movie with Austin Butler, but it's also got like, what's his name? Liv Schreiber. It's also got Jodie Comer. That movie looks crazy. I'm so excited. I am loving the current F4 Dylan Walker. It is one of my favorite books on the shelves. Lanterns Live, LA Housing is no joke. Good goddamn, it is expensive just to breathe here. To get to $1 billion without China, it's not going to happen. I agree, Josh. We need to recalibrate what our expectations are, what our budgets are, and what our expectations of said reflection of budget are. Oswald Farfanopoulos, you've recently looked at what the last 4 or 5 DC movies made, then you know they have to be happy with 600 milli. I think they're very happy. I think that DC and Marvel both need to be happy because that's how movies are doing. Jurassic is at 810 million. Yeah, it's not going to crack $1 billion. First one in the Jurassic World franchise to not crack $1 billion. Hoping for a lot of surprises in Secret Wars. We'll see. The marketing seems to be like, here's the movie. Vaughn, Coy, do you think we are at the point where high production TV shows, Alien, Earth, The Last of Us, etc., will overtake movies mainly for comic and game adaptations? I think there's something you can't do with the spectacle of a show. I've never seen a show that made me feel like Spider-Man No Way Home or Endgame or even Iron Man, personally. But I love the theater. But I do think serialized content is getting better and better, and there will be more and more on TV. But the movie theater industry is a different feeling. Like the feeling of a movie will never compare it home to me. I had no idea the dude's name was Josh Johnson. I'm with you. I'm with you, Josh, about Josh Johnson. Lanterns Live. Hell yeah. Looking forward to Peacemaker. Michael Picarso, late, always late, but he made it. And that's what matters. The Montyverse Peacemaker is going to be so good. I'm excited. I'm excited. Deculturalization. Seems like WB wants Peacemaker to have as much Superman hype as possible. Ride that wave. Hey, get after it. Get after it. Rag Recording. Good to see you. Thank you for that message. I'm very excited to watch that clip you sent me. Blu-ray with no special features. Has a bunch of special features, just missing 3 big important ones. Jess Lobo, it sucks for the theaters, but I'm hyped for all the reaction vids. Yeah. Yeah. Crystal One. I mean, I care way more about the theaters than YouTubers. As a YouTuber. Doe Eyes, I'm so bummed about the lack of special features in the Blu-ray. There's a lot, just not all of them, which is a bummer. I agree. Everywhere seems sold out. That does make me happy that Superman is selling out. Victor Batino, Paradox. People are excited about KYLE RAYNER. King Deadpool's coming back to entertain the people and show Superman how it's done by making records, blah, 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 money. Okay, guys, we are going to read the very bottom of this, and then we are going to boogie on out of here. I sped read the first half. We did what we could. All right. Yeah, don't forget to like chat. I appreciate that. It just spiked up. I appreciate that. I did like Chip Zdarsky's Captain America 1. Have not read issue 2 yet. Yeah, Michael Picarso doing the honorary mod status, earning it, which I appreciate. Do I think Shang-Chi will be in Spider-Man? No, maybe, because it's the same director, but I don't know if it would fit with how many things are going on. Sci-Fi Extremist, great to see you, good sir. Super chat from Sci-Fi Extremist. I appreciate it very much. Always good to see your name pop up. House Fun, love for you. I appreciate that, man. I'm a month behind because I read on DC Infinite, but Absolute Martian Manhunter feels every bit like a Vertigo book. So good. I love that DC Universe Infinite is only 1 month behind. I think Marvel's 3. I think it is so. I love people going to the comic store, man. That's my main format. But with the DC Universe Infinite app, people get to be close and still in the conversation. So if people want to watch like my videos from a month ago, my favorite book from July 15th, whatever the Wednesday was, is going to be what's dropping on DC Universe Infinite right now, which is great. I think it's very approachable. I think it's very accessible. And Absolute Martian Manhunter is sensational. That book is so freaking good. I think it's one of the best books in years. It's certainly my favorite Absolute book. It does feel like a Vertigo book. Top to bottom, agree with you, man. And it's insanely good. Still not fully better. Getting there, guys. Johan Garcia, thank you very much for this super chat. I really appreciate it. Hey, Koi, thank you again for recommending comics. Whenever I go to comic book stores, I pull up your videos, like the Superman and Fantastic Four, and try to find them. Yeah, that makes me so happy. Thank you, man. Any recommendations on Thunderbolts? There was a recent Thunderbolts run with Bucky that was pretty good. I like the original Kurt Busiek, Mark Bagley Thunderbolts quite a bit. If you go back and find Thunderbolts Volume 1, you're going to find the Kurt Busiek and Mark Bagley. My second favorite would be Thunderbolts Justice Like Lightning around the new Avengers era where it was Norman Osborn. And that was, I think, Deodato art. So look for Volume 1 with Deodato art. And that was awesome as well. And then the newest one with Bucky Barnes and all that, it feels very much like the movie. So those 3 eras are very different, but I would start with Volume 1 of any of those eras. And we will see. We will see. My birthday is middle September. Yes, Zachary Allen Lean. It is September 15th. I think I'm actually, you know what? I'm pretty shamelessly going to put up an Amazon wish list, I think, this year. There's just a bunch of vinyl I want and maybe some like studio equipment stuff. But last year I did it and I was so self-conscious to be like, there are things I want, but the internet doesn't pay what people think it does. That's why I've got 8 jobs. So, and LA is more expensive than people think it is. That's why I've got 8 jobs. So I think I'm going to shamelessly be like, here's some stuff I'd like. It's like a $30 vinyl. And don't feel obliged, but if you want to get something for me, I'm going to post about it. So, yeah, I'm going to post a wish list this year, probably the first week of September. That way to get here for my birthday on the 15th. Also, actually, that brings me to a good point. Before we wrap out of here, I am going out of town for my birthday this year. So the week of my birthday, I will not be doing a live stream because I'm going to go visit 2 very important people to me. One of them is a surprise, so I can't say it in case they watch. The other is my grandpa's 80th birthday in Virginia. So I'm going to be visiting my grandpa for his 80th. There's only a few days in September. Someone in my family isn't born. My mom is September. My dad's September. My sister's September. My brother's not. He's January. My grandma's September. No, sorry. My grandma's January. My grandpa's September. My uncles and aunts, cousins, a lot of September babies. So I'm going to go visit my family and really enjoy some family time for my birthday. So I will not be doing that mid-September live stream like I sometimes do, but maybe I'll do one early. Maybe I'll do like a birthday live stream before I leave. But yeah, grandpa's 80 and I want to go spend some time with him for his birthday. And yeah. All right. I think that is going to be it, you lovelies. yeah, I want to send some love to everyone that sent a super chat. Johan Garcia, sci-fi extremist, thank you very much. Jose, don't worry about it, with multiple. Angie, aka Love Junkie, Joel Familia, Dan V900 with a couple of them, which I really appreciate. Jude Lawson from Zealand. We got Weak Bearded Bastard with the great name. We got Darth Vader, Douglas McKinney. Good to see you. Cosmic Reader, Samil Battenfield kicking us off. Thank you all very, very much. Over 100 of you in here on a random impromptu live stream without plan, just posted it. You guys are all here with me. Yeah, my grandpa's still alive, and he's doing great. And my grandma's still alive. She's doing great. My grandpa on my dad's side still doing great. My grandma on my dad's side is still. I'm really lucky. My parents had me very young, and their parents had them very young. So when I was born, I had 14 grandparents. I've been very fortunate to get to know my great grandparents, my great grandparents, and to have my grandparents alive into my 30s is a blessing that I do not take for granted. So as a gift to myself, I bought myself some plane tickets. And that's what I wanted to do for my birthday. And 80 is a huge one. So I'm going to be spending some time off the internet and with the family for my birthday, which I'm very excited about. So yeah, I'm very excited for that time. That is a month from now. So in the next month, I am going to be covering Alien Earth each and every week. Episodes 1 and 2 are up right now. I'm going to be covering Peacemaker each and every week, even while I'm gone. I'm going to pre-tape. So Peacemaker, I'm going to have every single week without fail, the whole run every week. Starting August 21st, Alien Earth already started with episode 1 and 2. I'm also going to be hitting all the major movies. My Nobody 2 review is up right now. I saw it early, so that review is already up. Non-spoiler. I promise not a single spoiler. The next movie I think I'm reviewing is Caught Stealing at the end of the month. So there is lots and lots of stuff coming to this page, 3 to 4 videos a week, including these live streams every week, except for that mid-September one. But I'll probably do a birthday one. And I have not forgotten about the 50 comic giveaway. I'm going to be mailing 50 comics to one of you absolute lovelies. But I need to figure out how I'm going to randomize out of the 50,000 that followed me, which person is getting the 50, but it's going to be 51 because you've been patient, because I'm going to send you a copy of the comic that I'm in as the 51st one. So that is going to do it for today's impromptu live stream. I appreciate you all. And please leave a like in this video. It helps the playback. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think about Deadpool. Let me know what you think about Superman on home video. Let me know what you think about Marvel Zombies. Let me know if you're a KYLE Rayner fan like myself. Let's just have a conversation in the comments below. Zachary, with the kindness on the way out. Congrats on your rising success. You deserve it with all your hard work. Zachary Allen Lean, I appreciate that so dearly. I work so hard, and this year has felt like it's paid off. So I really, really appreciate that. I appreciate each and every one of you being in here and follow me on this journey, getting to talk about movies I love, comics I love, shows I love, and having an audience to listen to it. Thank you. You guys couldn't do anything without you, truly. So thank you very, very much. And I will see you with all those reviews and live streams and everything very soon. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. Go do something awesome.